What's going down, guys? It's Kenny here. We're going to dive in and take a look at the Rex Brown Bassforge by Sturgis Tones. Let's dive in. First up we have the vintage tube preamp, which in my opinion has a sort of overdrive tone, sort of growl to it. So next up we'll take a dive in and take a look at the main amplifier. So as you can see, there's some pretty cool graphics and excellent design work. First up we have the level for clean and nasty, which does exactly what it says in the tin. So here is clean, roll up. Okay, so next up we have the 7-band EQ, which has 2 banks A and B for different presets and so forth that you've came up with, right? Next up is tone setting. Now the tone settings are drive, contour, thump and bark. Both drive and contour are slightly self-explanatory, thump being the low end and bark being a sort of high end, high mid treble, sort of that sort of area, I believe. So let's have a look. Sounds pretty killer. What we'll do here is we'll dive into the cab section now. Of course, the first cabinet that's loaded is the GST matched cab. We did it again. Of course, it was featured in the Bassforge Hellraiser. Now, I must admit, on the Bassforge Hellraiser, I wasn't a massive fan of the GST cab, but it's improved dramatically since, and it's added in its own sort of character. So let's hear how that sounds. It's engaged. Disengaged. So it definitely has its own character, and it brings out a nice sort of shimmer, but retaining the low end. But it wouldn't be Rex Brown at all, or Rex Brown's tone, without the Ampeg 810, the legendary Ampeg 810. So that's up next, and of course there is 4 different microphones to choose from. There's the PR40, which is my personal favourite, and if you really want to kick up some low end ass, it's got to be the Subkick by GST. As I say, my favourite being the 421, but again it's really just personal preference. There is a impulse response loader, which I think is fantastic, but personally I don't use impulse responses with the Bassforge software, simply because I enjoy the software that much that I don't feel personally there's a need for it. But you know, the great thing about the Bassforge range is the customization and the versatility, so it's always a great bonus to have that there. Next up we have the effects panel. which is the bass chorus, which has two banks, one for the low end and one for the high end. Sounds pretty killer, but myself personally, I'd really only use the bass chorus. I used to use a bass chorus religiously and have it on my pedal board constantly, so it's great to have it there, but I don't use it as often personally. It's definitely a great addition, and of course it's been featured in many of Rex's tones before. So next up is the Rex Brown Reverb from Hell, which is perfectly fittingly named, and of course it's got some killer graphics as well, so it's maybe one of the more sort of unconventional choice, maybe arguably quite an unconventional choice to put reverb on a bass, but again the experimentation and versatility is awesome with this plugin, so let's go. Engaged. We also have a mono and stereo option. Works fantastically well, and it would be pretty cool and experimental to try maybe both at the same time. See how this goes. Quite interesting. I'm sure there's a million different possibilities out there, so it's definitely a versatile and cool option. Next up is the parametric EQ. Now, again, I've enjoyed the Bassforge that much. I personally haven't really messed around with the parametric EQ. Now, obviously the tone sculpting possibilities and the customization are absolutely endless, but we'll take a look, and really I enjoy using the parametric EQ for both the high pass filter and the low pass filter, making it a lot easier to fit in the mix. Pass filter. There's also a shelf option. Next thing I wanted to show was the Bank A and B, which has basically a compressor limiter, which focuses on Bank A being the low end, Bank B being high end frequencies. So let's take a look into that. Solo the low end. Yep, definitely does its job. Next up, I would like to show maybe a hidden feature, possibly, which is if you click on signal path, it takes you right to the signal path, and of course we've got the option to obviously just quickly either activate or deactivate certain elements of the plugin. chat. It's great. There was an extra feature here named Magic, and it's clearly meant to be Joey Sturgis, and I'm not entirely sure what it does, but it definitely does something. Definitely does something, but I'm not entirely sure what. Yep, so the next feature I was going to show, of course, is tuner. Now, it's a good old-fashioned tuner, rack-mounted graphic thing, but it definitely does the job. I mean, it's a tuner, but it does the job, so it's great. It's great to have it on board as well. Anyway, yeah, that's probably it for my demo. Probably will catch you soon, and let's do one for the road. How's it going, everyone? Kenny here, just dropping in to say thanks for checking out my video. Please smash that subscribe button. Also, a massive big shout out to the guys over at JST Tones for hooking me up with the Rex Brown Bassforge. Cheers.